This is part 3 of my divorce story. By the time as my ex-husband returned home from South Beach, I had already checked into a hotel. Because I'll be damned if I was sleeping in a home with a man that was just in another hole 5 minutes ago. What infuriated me is that he came to my hotel clocked into work with his laptop ready to go. You know, I always thought my man was too busy for the BS, but I learned otherwise. He was off the whole weekend, frolicking on the beach, but when he came back, it was me who had to endure him on long hours on meetings and calls. That man sat in my hotel, and I guess he thought he was going to tell the truth. By the time as he told me everything, I learned that that woman worship for my man, but he didn't really believe it because she only wanted the money. Sure. Yuck, because who did I marry and what is going on here? I mean, I know I could smile about it now, but I promise you I was heartbroken at that moment. I ran, my big old pregnant self ran. I grabbed his cell phone and I had the plan to run in the bathroom, lock it, and see what else I could find. But child, I was too slow. I was too slow and we started wrestling. He was wrestling me for that phone and I was losing my shit. I said, get this baby out of me. I don't want nothing that belongs to you in me, near me, around me. And I started pushing. I wanted that baby out of me. And in hindsight, I regret it, y'all. I regret it, but I wasn't myself. I was temporarily insane, and I'm not kidding. Everything that I thought I knew was a complete lie. I had a stranger sitting in front of me. We made a lot of commotion, and he knew it, and he immediately left the hotel in fear that we would be escorted off. I remember this day like it was yesterday because I was broke. I was a pregnant, stay-at-home mom. So I called his dad, and I was like, I can't do this. This is what's going on. I need your help. And he paid for me to stay in one of the best hotels in North Las Vegas. So shout out to my ex-father-in-law, even though, yeah, my bad. The next 2 weeks were a whirlwind. I remember being upset. I remember being angry. I remember thinking, is this what marriage is? Do you forgive? Do you heal? Do you work on the family? My man had just told me, this happens more often than you think. Niggas be cheating on their wife all the time. This is not a joke, this is for real. Not a direct quote, but I could get you it. I was in complete disarray, and I knew it. And my friends and family around me tried to get me to calm down. I was like, Joel, you got to calm down. Because they were in fear for my son's life. I was very pregnant and very, very fucking angry. Very, very fucking angry. And one day, about 2 weeks later, I started having these god-awful cramps in my stomach. And I just started pooping like crazy. So it'd be too much information, but it's the first time I experienced it. My first pregnancy wasn't like this, and I am 100% sure that it was because of the stress. I was pooping, throwing up. I needed to go to the emergency room because this was not normal. And I got to the emergency room, and it's down there time, y'all. I was not due, but I think I had worked myself up so much. I stressed my baby out, and my baby was like, this ain't a safe space no more, Mom. Get me out of here. And I went to the hospital and had emergency C-section. And my baby boy was born healthy. He was perfect. The night that Crew was born, my beautiful baby boy, God rest his soul, you sleep in peace, baby. But the night that Crew was born, we slept in the hotel room by ourselves. It was like, yeah, I did have a husband, but my husband thought that it made more sense to go home after I had the baby. Said, oh, I need to go home and be with our other son. We had already arranged for my sister to be with my son. So in hindsight now, even thinking about it, it was yet another instance of this man showing me he did not care 100%.